Hey everybody, welcome to McKenzie Mountain. It's the afternoon of April 3rd. I thought I'd kind of give a report about wearing these AirPods Pro 2 for hearing aids. Um, Outside right now, we're getting ready to grill up some pork chops on our Traeger, and it's going to take a while for it to heat up. So I just thought that's enough time for me to kind of come out here and get this. I got the AirPods 2 days ago. They came in. I got them on Tuesday afternoon. It's Thursday right now. So I got them home. It took some time, you have to do this, the hearing test thing. I did all that, which was kind of a problem for me. It took lots of times for me to do it before I actually got that to work out right. And then after that, then I have to learn how to set it up. I watched 2 or 3 different YouTube videos, including one audiologist guy who was talking about it. And showed, went through step by step how to do it. And he does say, your results are gonna depend a lot on how your hearing is, but also how well you do setting it up and getting all of the adjustments and all that. So the first night I could tell it was better. I mean, I could hear things that I couldn't hear, but it was less than satisfying, I suppose. I would be able to hear my wife talking, then I couldn't hear her, and then I could hear this other thing, and then I couldn't hear that other thing, and it's like we're kind of shifting off and on. Like it was looking for. I likened it to my mom's portal. Which is a video television thing or video telephone thing. So it looks for movement in the house, and so the screen is constantly moving around and sweeping around and focuses in on whoever is talking at that moment. It was kind of like that. If Anita was talking, after a minute or two, it would catch that she was talking, and all of a sudden I could hear her real well. Or if maybe the heater would come on, and all of a sudden the heater would get real loud, and or if I started talking, you could hear me quite a bit, and so it was a little bit frustrating. Last night, I just spent some time kind of playing with the adjustments and messing with it and so forth, and I finally got it set up where it's consistent. I can hear way sharper than I've ever heard before. We had television on and able to turn the television down to 50%, and I have 4 years. The television has had to be up to 100% for me to hear it at all. And my family's been telling me for 10 or 15 years that I should get hearing aids, and I just didn't want them. People in my church told me, especially I get real frustrated, like at restaurants or even at church, whenever there was a lot of background noises, people talking in the background or music or any of those sorts of things. I had a very hard time listening to whomever I was looking at and talking to. Very difficult time hearing them. So people have been saying for a long time I should get hearing aids, and I just, for whatever reason, I know they're expensive, and I've heard really negative things about hearing aids, that they're frustrating, they don't work perfectly, and all of that kind of stuff. And so I just, wasn't very thrilled about them. The other day, though, my wife saw that the AirPods Pro 2s are now approved as legitimate hearing aids. And I use AirPods for several things that I'm working on my computer. So I went ahead and I traded in. I sold my old ones just online and bought the new ones and got them the other day. And I got them set up. Now, my review here, my impressions are based, you got to understand, from someone who's never worn hearing aids. I've always heard that sometimes wearing hearing aids, the big distraction is you can hear all of the background noises. My uncle, for instance, has them, and my mom has told me that my uncle hates his hearing aids. He has to wear them, but he hates them because of all the other noises, and so he's always buying the newest, most advanced one, looking for something that works better for him and all that. So now I'm listening to this. This is the first time I've ever heard these sorts of sounds. I can hear my wife better than I've ever heard her before, but I can also hear than I've ever heard her in years anyway, but I can also hear other things. And so nothing sounds real right now. I can hear wind. So a lot of times when I'm making videos like this, I make a video where I post, this is how much the price of gas was at this store. Well, if the wind's blowing, the video has lots of wind noise on it, and and people complain about that and so forth, that you can hear it. Well, that's kind of what it's like right now outside. I'm undercover right now because I wanted to get away from the wind noise, but that's what it sounds like when I'm outside right now with the AirPod Pros in, is I hear the wind noise, but I can also hear other sounds. I heard a bird in a tree, and it was like he was next door to me. It was shocking how loud it was. I can hear little sounds that I've never heard before. The clinking of metal on the gate as the wind blows the gate just a little bit, and I can hear the chain that's clinking just a little bit. I can hear sounds like that, and just about an hour ago or so, I poured myself a glass of water. It was like somebody put a microphone inside the glass. It was so loud as the water was pouring into that glass. And I do hear my wife better, no question about that. Right now I'm wearing the one in my right ear all day long. Yet last night I wore both of them while we were watching television. Today I decided that I was going to try this, and so this morning, all morning long, I wore it in my left ear. The right ear was just open. And then about an hour ago or so, I switched from the left to the right ear. My left one was down to about 40% battery. And so I switched to this one just to see how that would work. My wife was wondering, because my ears are obviously one's better than the other or different than the other. So she was curious about that. So I switched them. Right now I can't tell any difference as far as one ear to the other, but I can tell. I just hear things, and we went to another test, a real good test. I went to the post office just a little bit ago, where the post office jam-packed with people, and so there was, the lobby area was full of people, and then two different people behind or at the counter with two different people working the counter. I could look, even though there was all of these people talking, I could look at the one, pay attention to her and understand what she was saying. I could look at the other then, pay attention to her and understand what she was saying. I was sort of able to filter out all of the conversations, the talking, and focus in on whatever one I chose. I could hear all of this, but I could focus in on whichever one I chose. And I'm guessing that what happens after a period of time, that I'll get even better at that, maybe. That maybe my brain will start filtering out anything other than what I want to hear and what I'm looking at or so forth. I don't know. But so far, it doesn't sound, how do I say it, real. It sounds like I'm listening to things through a speaker, like I'm listening to things that are amplified and mic'd. So it doesn't sound real, but it sounds loud enough that I can hear it, and that's probably what I'm shooting for. So that's what my impressions today.